Wow, this is a good crowd. How many of you, looky who's here tonight. Sister Ruby is in the house. I'm so glad you're here. Teresa, you too. How many of you recognize that course? A few of you did? I asked if Lee could play it on the organ, so, we could just have the piano and organ. He said, no, I can only play it on the piano. I haven't heard it in a long time. I may forget some of the words, but won't you stand with me? And if you know this course, sing it. He's my Lord. There is no other one who can calm the storms of life like my Lord. He gives rest to the weary, gives new life to the hopeless. There's no doubt about it. He's my Lord. Isn't that a great chorus? Let's sing it one more time. He's my Lord. There is no other one who can calm the storms of life like my Lord. He gives rest to the weary, gives new life to the hopeless. There's no doubt about it. He's my Lord. Praise God. I want you to take your Sing to the Lord songbook, and I want to change gears. I don't normally sing this kind of testimonial song on Wednesday night, but I want you to turn to song number 419. This is an old camp meeting song. There's a new name written down in glory, and I've been rejoicing over how the Lord's been blessing us and helping us. I'm still feasting on the 3 baptisms we had Sunday, and that's a result of people getting saved and drawing closer to the Lord. And I came across this song, and I want to sing it tonight. How many of you know this song? Most of you do. All right. It's a little up-tempo, but let's sing it that way. Kids, y'all ready to sing it? All right. You ready to sing it? Okay, here we go. I was once a sinner, but I came pardon to receive from my Lord. This was freely given, and I found that He always kept His word. There's a new name written down in glory, and it's mine. Oh yes, it's mine. And the white-robed angels sing the story. A sinner has come home, for there's a new name written down in glory, and it's mine. Oh yes, it's mine. With my sins forgiven, I am bound for heaven, nevermore to roam. I was humbly kneeling the cross, fearing not the God's angry frown, when the heavens opened and I saw that my name was written down. Oh, there's a new name written down in glory, and it's mine. Oh yes, it's mine. And the white-robed angels sing the story. A sinner the book is written, saved by grace. Oh, the joy that came to my soul. Now I am forgiven, and I know by the blood I am made whole. For there's a new name written down in glory, and it's mine. Oh, yes, it's mine. And the white-robed angels sing the story. A sinner has come home. Oh, there's a new name written down in glory, and it's mine. Oh, yes, it's mine. With my sins forgiven, I am bound for heaven, never more to roam. Yes, there's a new name written down in glory, and it's mine. Oh, yes, it's mine. And the white-robed angels sing the story. A sinner has come home. Oh, there's a new name written down in glory, and it's mine. Oh, yes, it's mine. With my sins forgiven, I am bound for heaven, never more to roam. Amen. God, we thank you that we can be in your house tonight, and we sense that you are in this place and you want to help us. Oh, God, we want to dwell where you are dwelling. Lord, the thought's been with us all week long. We're probably going to preach about it Sunday morning. We want to be in your dwelling place. We want you to dwell among us. I pray that you would bless this service tonight and touch our hearts and speak to each one of us. Have your perfect will and way. Lord, encourage us tonight. There's still a lot of discouraging things going on. Oh, God, life is crazy for the Ukrainian people right now. Not the Iranian people like the poor president said last night. The Ukrainian people are struggling, Lord. Please help them tonight, I pray. Oh, God, Christians who are huddled in bomb shelters, please speak peace to their hearts and help them. But, Lord, in the midst of all of this discouragement, encourage our hearts tonight. Help us to be reminded that you're still on the throne, that you still love us and care about us, and you're going to see us through. So have your way in this service tonight, I pray. In Jesus' name, and all God's people said, amen. You may be seated. Well, we have a good group of young people tonight that are ready to sing. If you'd like to hear them sing, would you say amen? Amen. Somebody want to use Pastor Don Mike's? Oh, well, looky there. There you go.
A possibility, I am a promise. Where's the capital P? I am a great big bundle of potentiality. And I'm burning to hear God's voice, and I'm trying to make the right choice. And I want to be anything God wants me to be. Healed your wife on the Lord Jesus Christ. And blessings him come down.
That was so good. That was good. Good job, buddy. That was so good. If you enjoyed that, would you say amen? Amen. Oh, I enjoyed that. I'm not going to tell you that we have some online, I guess I am going to tell you, that was kind of a joke. We have some online audience members that tune in on Wednesday night, and they have confessed, Pastor, I tune in so I can hear the kids sing. Well, thank you very much. I mean, I stand up here for 45 minutes, and anyway, it's all right. Well, let's have some testimonies tonight. Brother Ronnie's, he's out there. He just came back from the bathroom, I think. So, can you help me tonight, my brother? Okay. Lee, would you mind helping? All right. Let's have some testimonies. Who would like to be the first to testify? Can you do me a favor? Would you just walk that microphone back to Sister Ruby? Sister Ruby, do you mind just testifying and catching us up and tell this crowd how you're doing?
Can I take the rest of the service?
Yeah, I'd love for you to. That'd be wonderful. I'll sit down and listen if you want to.
Well, I'm really thankful to be here, and I don't know how many Wednesday nights I will be able to be here, probably not many, but I just want all of you to know that I really, really love you and appreciate you. And a long time ago, I was reading a missionary book from Japan, and I don't know who wrote it or anything, but the title of it was Punching Holes in the Darkness. And that's the way I feel that we're doing here in Beech Grove, is punching holes in the darkness, and we're doing a good job of it. I mean, you guys are, I'm not. But there was a prayer in that also that I don't remember exactly how it goes, but I prayed that prayer, just reading it and praying it many times. And what it said was, Oh Lord, let me stand at the windows of heaven with you and see with your eyes and feel with your heart as we look at this struggling world. Let me see men searching. Let me see the hunger of their bodies and of their souls. And when my heart is broken, like yours was at Calvary, and I want nothing else than to be used of you, then take me and use me today, tonight, just now. And I think if that would be the prayer of our heart, it's such a lost world, and so many are searching, and so many are so bound, but we need to love them as Jesus loved them and pray for them.
Well, we're so glad you're here. Now, it's my understanding you're no longer living in your apartment, correct? Is that? You're moving on Friday. All right. And Sister Ruby's going through some pretty challenging physical times. But we want you to know we love you and we miss you very much. And you can just, the Wednesday night you're here, you can just go ahead and give a sermonette for Wednesday night prayer meeting. I would let you do that. But we love you more than you know. And I'm so grateful that you're here tonight. Teresa, thank you for bringing her. I'm so very, very grateful. Thank you. It's going to be hard to top that testimony right there, but I'd love to hear a bunch of people try.
Pastor Bates, real quick, I saw her and Shirley coming in. They were racing with their things.
With their walkers.
And Ruby was ahead.
That's hilarious. That'll be a new contest for Fall Fest. We'll have the people with their walkers race. Go ahead, Kat.
I think it was that last night of the youth revival that I went up to the altar.
Sunday morning, yes.
Yeah, I really needed to talk to God that day. The service really spoke to my heart, and I just really had to pour my heart out to God and talk to him that day. And ever since then, I've just been really, rejoicing my heart in God.
Amen.
I don't know what happened before then, but the devil has been trying to knock at my door
Uh-huh.
and everything, because I guess I've been working a lot and haven't been trying to make time for church. But that day at the service, something spoke to me, the Holy Spirit and God spoke to me, told me, Kat, you need to come up to this altar and pray. You need to come up to the altar, talk to me. I got up to that altar. Whoever came up to that altar and prayed with me, I just want to thank you for praying with me
Amen.
that day. And I just want to praise God and just want to thank him for being there for me, being there with me every single
Amen.
day.
Amen. Praise God. Thank the Lord. Who's next? Kim.
So I feel like I need to thank the Lord. This past week I've had a lot of answers to prayer on little things, but it helps build your faith when that happens. And then today I want to thank him for his protection. I was out in the backyard with my cat today, and we had come in, and less than 5 minutes later, she was upstairs in one of the windows and started growling, and she growls at the neighbors she doesn't like, so I didn't think much of it. But then I looked out the front window, and there was a police there, and he was putting on a helmet and a bulletproof vest, and he got out his assault rifle, and then a bunch of other police started showing up with dogs and drones and everything. And about an hour later, they apprehended 2 people in my neighborhood that they'd been looking for. And it was because my cat was still in the window, and she kept watching all the neighbors' yards, and she finally saw the people they were looking for and growled, so I went and looked where she was looking, and I could go down and tell the police where the people were at. But I
Wow.
thank the Lord that he protected us. We weren't outside when they all showed up. The 2 people they were looking for ended up in 2 yards down, not in my yard. And my cat, he told her, to let me know what was going on and where to direct the police. And I thank him for
Yes,
that
indeed.
protection.
I was getting ready to say, when you said the cops showed up at your house, I was getting ready to say, what did your cat do? Who's next? Sister Dawn.
So about 3 weeks ago, I think I asked you all to pray for a lady named Jennifer. She was struggling with alcohol, and so she went and did some detox, and she's been out for a while now. And I just got a text from her at 7:04 tonight, and it's 7:21 right now. She said, "Hi, Dawn, I got the book. Thank you so much. I have never seen this book before, but I love it." And she said, "Today, I am 21 days."
Praise God.
And so
Praise
the book
God.
that I had sent her was a book that I had sent to someone 7 years ago. And it's called The Life Recovery Devotional, and it has scriptures in it. It's for AA. And it actually convicted this person that was going through the same thing that she's going through, and they became a Christian because when they're reading this every day, those scriptures are speaking to them and guiding them. So she got the book today. And so I'm praying, I'm asking all of you if you could continue to pray for Jennifer, that she gets convicted through this and that God continues to help. And anyone that has been praying for her, she's 21 days sober.
Wow.
So thank you for your prayers.
Praise God. Let's continue. You said her name was Jennifer, right? Let's continue to pray for her. Who's next? Brother Gene.
I do love the Lord. I like that song, A New Name Written Down in Glory. I remember when mine was written down, May 29th, 1959.
Amen.
Victor Glenn was evangelist at the camp meeting, and I love the Lord, and I want to serve him and keep true to him.
Amen. Praise God. Who's next? It's always good to have a testimony. Sister Linda.
So this week God's just been super good to me. Sometimes I feel like I'm his favorite, but I know everyone probably feels that way. But I've been reading this book. It's called The Life of Elijah by Arthur Pink, and he was talking about how God told him to hide himself by the brook. And he said, from what we know of Elijah, he was this rough mountain man, and this was probably the last thing he wanted to do. And if he had taken it upon himself to say what would be most glorifying to God, he would have went on a preaching tour throughout Samaria, and doing something that he thought was more productive. But he did what God told him to do, and he submitted to that. And sometimes I feel like that's kind of where God's put me. He's just like, hide yourself and learn to rely on me, learn to depend upon me. And, don't just think that you can do something that's more glorifying. You can glorify me by just obeying and submitting. And I'm just so thankful, and I love him, and he's been so good to me.
Praise God. Thank the Lord. Who's next? Brother Terry.
I was thinking about that song, God is still on the throne. Amen. Though trials beset us and everything go against us, God is going to be there with us.
That's right.
I've been thinking about the people of Ukraine. They're going to a lot. We don't know what will happen to us in the future. And we really need to pray for them. They need our prayers. I'm pretty sure there's Christians over there that love the Lord. And sometimes we don't understand. We know the Lord could wipe them out, but he chooses not to, but he has his reasons that we don't understand. But we can pray for them, though, and do our best to do what we can. Praise the Lord.
That's right. That's right. Who else? Sister Lucy. Glad y'all made it back safe and sound. I didn't get a chance to talk to you Sunday night, but I'm so glad you're back.
Well, I don't know if it's age or what, but we don't travel as well as we used to. We get so worn out, so this 10-hour trip turns into stopping in the middle and staying overnight. But I don't mind that at all. I wanted to say I know the hour, I know the day, I know the place when I was saved by his grace.
Praise
and
God.
although I was just a young teenager at 17, I never ever forgot that wonderful, wonderful power of the Lord when he forgave me of all my sins. And to some people, what I called sin, they shake their head. Sin? That was just a young girl being disobedient. Yeah, what's that? A sin. And I'm just so thankful he's still with me. And, man, life has changed, but not God.
That's right.
The journey is a little bit rougher, a little bit steeper. Sometimes it's in the dark. You don't even know where you're going. But God has never changed, ever changed. And I have another testimony tonight. Last year, March the 9th, I entered the stress center.
Oh, yeah.
And I needed to go. I was begging to go. George kept telling me, I'll take care of you. I'll take care of your medicine box. So he hid it from me. He said, I'll do anything I have to do. I'll take care of you. And I knew he wanted to, but I knew I had to go in and get my brain straightened out. He couldn't take care of my brain. But you know what? I do not understand 3 weeks of not sleeping, of walking the floor in the night, of looking for a nurse to talk to. Something I could do in the night. I wasn't sleeping for 3 weeks. And then the doctor decides to bomb my brain. He gave me strong medication. Well, why didn't he try it before? Because it worked. I slept. And, I'm such a loudmouth, and, gotta have attention. But it was so neat to hear these people sitting around in their chairs, and they said, Lucy slept till 8 o'clock today. And it lasted for a week, and they sent me home. And I want to tell you, in this past year, my doctor wants to know, how are you sleeping? Well, of course. That's the main subject. And I'm sleeping. I told him today, I'm sleeping. And he responds, we're not changing anything.
Thank the
but
Lord.
I know it's up to God.
Thank the
I
Lord.
have tried in my days, since 22 years of age, I have tried I'm trying to write a book, but I guess I'm not trying too hard. It isn't written yet. But so many medications. I mean, when I was still carrying Brian, they gave me Haldol. They gave me strong medication. And it was no wonder that Brian would just curl up and sleep. And when he was born, just a little baby, just sleep. Well, I had it in my system, but it didn't keep working. It was only like a few months or so at a time. But now I'm not saying that it won't ever happen again, because God knows I'm his missionary. My desire is to follow the Lord.
Amen.
If it goes inside a door that's locked, I'm going with Jesus.
Amen.
And he goes with me.
Amen.
And I just feel like I have said it over and over to the Lord. If you need someone to go inside, I'll go, Lord. I'll go. I'm not afraid. I am not afraid, because Jesus is there with me. It's so wonderful to have the Lord with you wherever
Praise
you
God.
go. To know you can depend upon him.
Yes, you can.
When everybody else wants to help, they want to fix you. They want to help you. But God knows.
That's right.
God knows.
That's
and
right.
I remember this last time, this young girl had never had a Bible. And I was sitting there with my New Testament. It had my name in it, a little Gideon New Testament. And I was reading it, and she said, Lucy, when you go to bed tonight to sleep, oh yeah. She said, can I have your little book to read? And she did that like 3 days. She was wanting to read my little book.
Wow.
And it changed her whole personality. I mean, I saw her so mad that she was like trying to jump up over the counter to get to the nurse on the other side. But it all changed. And though she didn't really testify out loud to me, I saw it. And what's better, when you can see the change, it's wonderful.
That's right.
Oh, but I just love the Lord tonight. And I'm glad you don't say to me what you did to Sister Ruby.
You are correct. I didn't say it to you. So thank the Lord, it's been a year. Hallelujah. Isn't that wonderful? Thank the Lord. Sister Shirley.
It's so sweet to trust in Jesus.
Yes.
Just to take him at his word.
Amen.
I'm so thankful I'm serving a God that hears and answers prayer.
Praise God.
I love him tonight with all my heart. He's been so good to me.
Praise
I don't
God.
have any complaints. I just love the Lord.
Thank the Lord. Can we sing that? 'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take him at his word, just to rest upon his promise, just to know thus saith the Lord. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I've proved him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more. Praise God. Brother Josh.
I'm thankful every now and then for the reminders that God gives us that he's with us no matter what we're going through. A couple
That's
days
right.
ago, I came across a quote that was from a business perspective, but I was struck at the spiritual application. It said, if you saw the size of the blessing coming, you would understand the magnitude of the battle you're fighting. And I'm so thankful that we have a hope of heaven.
Wow.
Along the way, we have the blessings that God just chooses to give us every now and then. So yeah, the devil's going to fight. He's going to try to discourage. But
That's
my faith
right.
is in Jesus tonight. I'm leaning on.
Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Paige.
I just wanted to praise the Lord tonight. Today has not been that great of a day. Monday, good day. Monday was quiet. Good day. Sunday was really cool too. Just putting that out there. But today wasn't that great of a day. I was at school today. I go into my second class, which is like study hall. I go in, I sit down, and there are like a bunch of like middle schoolers in that hour, and it's like, oh boy, here we go. So I reach for my headphones in my bag, and it's like, they're not there. They're not there, which is like my first not good thing of the day. And I was like, oh man, this is gonna be rough. And something in my head goes, you know, this is the day that the Lord has made. And I was like, my teacher wasn't even there that day. My teacher's on vacation. She's in Florida right now.
Shame on her.
You should pray her pains, Pastor. And she wasn't even there, and it's like, yeah, this is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. And the day didn't get much better, but it's like, it's okay. Tomorrow's a new day. I'm in church now. I'm here. And so I wanted to praise the Lord, even when it doesn't feel like a
That's
great
right.
day, even when it doesn't feel like he's with me. I know he is. And, I think that's something he's been trying to teach me lately, that, like, I can't live off of feelings, which is hard, because I'm a very emotional person.
I hear you.
But, so yeah, I just wanted to praise the Lord and tell him I love him.
Amen. Praise God. Thank the Lord. Anyone else, Sister Bennett?
First of all, I want to say I'm thankful for every encouraging testimony.
Amen.
Sometimes it's good to just sit and listen,
Uh-huh.
but I don't want to miss a chance to praise the Lord.
Praise
When the
God.
children were singing, they were talking about the floods and the rain. About 3 years ago, February, we had a flood at our house. The rains didn't come in. The water main busted, flooded our basement, and made a big mess. And you can learn to trust Jesus in the floods. When you're built upon the rock, the foundation is sure.
Mm-hmm.
The floods of life come in sometimes, things we don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
You try to do what's right. You believe you are. The enemy comes in like a flood and tries to drown out all the blessing that's trying to come down. But I'm thankful tonight in my heart. I know I serve a living Savior.
Praise God.
He's in the world today. And
That's
I'm
right.
thankful for his blessings.
Amen.
Thankful for the older saints that pray. Sometimes I think they may not feel like that they're doing much, but hold on, because your prayers mean
That's
so
right.
much.
That's right.
And I want to be that. I want to be that. The older I get, I want to be that prayer warrior and the person God can depend on.
Praise God. Thank the Lord. Brother George, tell us about Lucy's brain. I'm kidding.
I was going to say that one verse of Amazing Grace kind of comes to mind, that through many dangers, toils, and snares
That's
I have
right.
already come.
Yeah.
And I thought that is so true. We traveled back home, last Friday and Saturday, but Thursday was evidently the roads were very slick in Missouri. I was thankful we didn't try to come earlier, because we saw tractor trailers that were still in the median, probably 8 or 10 down in southern Missouri when we was traveling on Friday. But the Lord gave us traveling mercies, and I want to thank the Lord for that, because
Praise
you
God.
never know when you're out on the road.
That's right.
You try your best to drive in a safe manner, but you never know about the other person or the road conditions. So, but the Lord give us safe travels, and I'm so thankful for that. I'm glad He saves and sanctifies and keeps.
Praise God.
And His grace has been sufficient.
Praise
There's
God.
been times that it seemed like there's been some really tough times, but His grace is sufficient.
Yes,
and
it
I am
is.
thankful. I can praise Him tonight
Yes.
for that, because He's a wonderful Savior to me.
Yes, praise God. Praise God. Can we sing, "Oh, His grace is sufficient for me, and His love is abundant, and joy fills my soul just to know that His grace is sufficient for me. Praise God. Thank the Lord. Anyone else? Sister Jill, I'm so glad you're back on Wednesday nights. I like your husband an awful lot, but I really am glad you're back on Wednesday nights. You did awesome, bro.
Well, I just want to take the opportunity to thank the Lord for everything that He's done for me. I've been thinking of that verse in Revelation that says they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. And I'm grateful for the blood of the Lamb. Obviously, that's the main thing there. But I feel like I want to show the Lord that I'm grateful in this way by thanking Him publicly. So I feel like the thoughts going through my head tonight were, you haven't arrived. Why are you getting up and testifying? But I just feel like I know that I have a ways to go, but the Lord's grace and mercy has been so real to me lately. And I feel like I'm 43 years old and I'm experiencing His grace and mercy on a whole level that I've never experienced before. And it's just given me such a love and appreciation for Him, deeper than I've ever had before.
Praise God.
I want to thank Him for His help and for good friends, and just that I can go to Him with anything that I'm
Praise God. Praise God. Thank the Lord. Anyone else? These have been such good testimonies. They have encouraged Sister Dolores. I'm so glad you're going to testify tonight. That makes me smile big.
I praise God tonight because He is worthy
Amen.
of my praise.
Amen. Praise God. And that's a good enough reason right there to testify. Thank the Lord. Anyone else? Brother Roger.
I am amazed sometimes at the faithfulness of God. And not very many times do you have the best day of your life and the worst day of your life all in one day. But during East Revival, I've been in church my whole life. I think that was the first time I missed revival ever in my life. And I was sitting at home, and I'm going to be honest, I was struggling. I wanted to be in church. I thank God for online, but I wouldn't trade it for inline. I want to be where God's presence is at. But in the middle of this, I want to tell you about God's faithfulness. This is kind of hard for me to say, but Sunday morning, I'm watching this service, and normally, if I would have been here during that time, I'd been over to help cook, and I would have missed Brother Durkee's message. But God was faithful. He knew where I needed to be. And part of His message touched me in such a mighty way. There's something that happened as a child, just right at the beginning of my teen years, and I prayed about it so many times. And God was faithful to me, but I thought that I was over it. But God spoke to me during that message. Told me, are you going to not get it settled forever? And while I was sitting at home by myself with God there dealing with me, I prayed and asked Him to help me.
Praise God.
And He took it away, the bitterness that I had over that situation.
Praise God.
I called the person that was involved in that situation and talked to him this week. And I just thank God that He can take the bitterness out of our heart.
Praise God.
I hadn't really struggled with it for years, but God knew exactly the moment, and He was faithful. He knew I needed to be where I was at last Sunday morning.
Praise
I just thank
God.
Him for His faithfulness.
Thank the Lord. Praise God.
Amen.
If we walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship one with another, and the blood of Jesus Christ, his Son, cleanseth us from all sin. Isn't that a wonderful promise?
Amen.
Praise God. Anyone else? Oh, these have been so good. Well, okay, my brother, you waited till the last minute, but help yourself.
Well, I enjoyed these songs too. They bring back so many memories. Even the kids' songs, they make me feel old too, because I sang them when I was their age, and even some of them a little bit younger. But I remember singing those songs, and when the blessings come, or when the prayers go up, the blessings come down.
Praise God.
And it's been true.
Yes.
It's never failed.
Yes.
And even the song "New Name Written Down in Heaven," it brought back memories, and then it reminded me of another song that I'll never forget that hour when I felt his power.
That's right.
And I prayed through.
Yes.
I'm thankful that my name's written down, and he's faithful to me each and every day.
Praise
his
God.
name.
Praise God. Thank the Lord. Well, Michelle, help yourself.
I want to praise the Lord tonight. I used to come to this church when I was little with my mom and my grandma, my family. And I want to thank him for not giving up.
Praise God.
And working on my aunt.
Yes.
She never stopped talking to my mom and ticketing me to come back.
Yes.
And when I walked into this church, I felt his presence.
Praise God. Praise God.
And that feeling has just hit me everywhere I have been.
Praise God.
Work, driving in the vehicle, the kids, they witness me in tears, and I tell them I just get overwhelmed with a love. I feel love. And I just want to thank him. I love him so much.
Praise God. God is so good, isn't he? Praise his name.
God.
Hallelujah. Oh, thank the Lord for online. You know, I don't know that, I mean, I struggle to bring myself to say thank you, Lord, for COVID, because COVID has caused us so much loss and pain and hurt. But thank the Lord for online church, because that's where it started for Bobby and Paula. And seeing that, let me tell you about that stained glass window for just a moment. It was and I'm not going to take any credit for this because I don't deserve any, but we were getting ready for my installation service, and Donna Nixon, I hope she's tuned in tonight, she came to me and she said, "Pastor, here's the idea that I have for the cover of the bulletin." And it was a picture of the window. And either she took a picture, or Nelda took a picture, or Lacey took a picture, and she put that on the front of that and I pointed at it, I said, "Right there, that's the new logo of our church, right there." I said, that's what we need right there. It just blew me away. And one day you all tuned in, and you saw that, because when you first tune in, that's what you see when, I started to say when you're on hold, but you're not on hold, but before we go live. And I think you posted a note that said, "My dad helped put that stained glass window up there," or somebody connected to you, and that triggered a memory of years gone by. And to think that God has used little things like that, like our online ministry, to accomplish his purpose. Let me tell you something. God is going to accomplish his purpose. With or without us, God is going to accomplish his purpose. I just want to be part of his purpose, don't you? Thank the Lord. Well, hallelujah. I'm glad we waited. Thank you, Principal Powell, for giving Michelle an opportunity to testify tonight. Thank you, brother, so much for your help. I'm very, very grateful. I want us to close with a season of prayer, but before we do, I have some things I need to share with you. First of all, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, right, Roger? 6 to 9. If you can spare a few hours tomorrow night, we are getting ready for phase 2. The board Monday night approved quite a bit of the project. There's some other details that have to fall in place, and I'm going to be coming to you with my hat in hand and on bended knee, asking you for help at the appropriate time. But we are able to get started. and we want to get started sooner rather than later. And so we didn't quite get everything thrown away that we need to get thrown away. And so we need some able-bodied men to help us tomorrow night because we want to finish getting that all cleaned out. And what we don't get done tomorrow night, we're going to come back Saturday, correct? And 10 to 2. You going to feed us lunch, my brother? Thank you. 10 to 2, we're going to work over there as well. So if you can join us and help us, please do. Listen, I'm just going to tip you off. I'm excited about Sunday, and I don't know how it's going to go, but unfortunately, I'm going to probably end up putting my very capable assistant to work and have a handout for you. Some of you like that when I give you something where you can keep notes. Folks, God is really talking to my heart about a specific subject that I want to share with you Sunday morning. And so I hope you will pray for me that God will put all of the pieces of the puzzle of the sermon in place and that God will use it to challenge and speak to your heart. Would you do that for me? I don't normally ask you to do that, but if you do that for me, I would be very grateful. And as we pray tonight as well, Lacey Combs' grandma, her name is Bessie. Is it Bessie or Betsy? I thought it is Bessie. Okay. Bessie is in the hospital. She's in pretty bad shape. She has an aorta valve that needs replaced. It is just shot. That's the bottom line. The problem is Bessie is not yet stable enough for that procedure. And we really need to pray for her. And so pray for Lacey and their whole family that God would touch them and help them. I want to be careful what I say, but our dear new lady, Lisa, and she may be tuned in tonight, and I pray I'm not betraying confidence. I don't believe I am because I think she would want you to pray. Folks, the last trip to the doctor the news was not positive at all. I mean, the news was just about as bad as it could be. Would you pray for Lisa tonight that God would help her and comfort her and have his way? I'm so grateful that God brought her to our church. She's been an encouragement to us, and I believe the Lord's used our church to help her. But she really does desperately need our prayers. And so I hope that you will earnestly pray for her tonight. I also have another very special unspoken request. Now, the last time I posted a very special urgent request on Facebook, many of you started texting me saying, Pastor, are you okay? What's wrong? And I want you to know I'm fine. This is not related to me. But there is someone that's connected to our church that does have a very, very urgent special prayer request. And I'd like for you to pray about it tonight. And God knows the situation and he knows the need and he's able to help. And so I want you to join me in praying about that. I want us to pray for our fellow brothers and sisters in the Lord who are in Ukraine. You probably heard the news tonight that Russia did take over, I think, the third largest city in Ukraine just several hours ago. And it does not look good at all. And I want us to pray that God will intervene. It is constantly the cry of my heart that wrong would fail and right would prevail. And folks, Vladimir Putin is a Soviet thug. And I'm just going to bluntly tell you that. And he's trying to rebuild the Soviet Union. And if he does that, it will snuff out the voice of freedom that started across Europe when the Berlin Wall came down. And there is no telling how far he will go. And you're saying, Pastor Don, you think we need to start World War III? World War III, that's not what I'm saying. I am praying that God will undertake and intervene in this situation. But I would hope that if the threat of freedom came to our doorstep, I would hope that America would be willing to stand up and fight for freedom. I mean that with all of my heart. Let's pray for Ukraine tonight, that God would undertake and help them. Do you have any other prayer requests that you would like to mention before we pray? Yes, ma'am. let's remember this. And let's do pray for Dawn's friend Jennifer, who's been sober for 21 days. Let's pray that God will continue to help her. Are there any other? Yes, Brother Roger. Oh, no. Not fun. Kidney stones are not fun. Who here has dealt with kidney stones? Are you fighting one, Michelle? Okay, yeah. Sister Bates has fought them. I pray that I never have to. They're not fun at all. Allegedly, it's worse than having a baby. So, and I've never done that either. So, let's pray for Amber, and let's pray for Tom and Chris. Are there any other? Yes, Brother George. Oh, my. All right, let's pray for Sister Katrin. Anyone else? Yes, Michelle. Okay. Let's pray for him. His name is Eddie. Let's pray for him. Yes, sister. Okay, your neighbor. Okay. Oh my, let's pray for him. John Powell, did you have your hand up? Okay, let's pray about this. Brother Terry? Okay, let's remember this. Anyone else? Brother Charles? Oh my. Oh my. Oh my, let's pray for this family that God would be with them. Any others? Yes, Brother Drex. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure. Mm. Mm-hmm. Let's remember both of these very important requests. Any others? Brother Everett. Oh my. So Daniel's in Poland, okay, as a result of what's going on in Ukraine. Okay, let's pray for Daniel, that God will help him. And any others? Yes, Sister Lucy. Let's pray for Steve. Well, let's pray for him. Absolutely. I'm sure we have unspoken requests. The Lord sees every need. Those of you that want to, why don't you gather around the altar and let's just cry out to God. Again, I strongly believe that our corporate praying matters. It's important that we together lift our voices to God. So let's do that tonight. Let's lift these requests, as many of them as you can remember. You lift them to God. And let's pray together and ask the Lord to help in every situation. Let's pray for Sunday. Let's pray that God will give us a good day and that God will speak to our hearts and help us. I know that He wants to. So let's just close with a good season of prayer. And I encourage you to join me in lifting your voice and praying with me. Lord Jesus, we trust you tonight. It is so sweet to trust in Jesus. We take you at your word. Oh God, you've promised us that you would never leave us nor forsake us, that you would see us through, that if we gathered in your name, you would be in our midst. And you have been with us tonight, and we're grateful. We're grateful for the songs. We're grateful for the testimonies. They have encouraged our hearts. And now, Lord, as we conclude this service, we lift all of these prayer requests to you. Oh, God, there's so many important needs tonight. Every one of them, God, from the smallest request to the biggest request, they are all very important to you. And God, we lift them to you tonight in faith, believing that you can and will answer prayer. And so, Lord, we trust every situation with you. We trust every sorrow. We trust every sickness. We trust every heartache. We trust every pain. We trust every prodigal. We trust everyone that's struggling. We trust them with you tonight, Lord Jesus. And so we lift every one of these prayer requests to you tonight, and we ask you to touch in every situation. We pray, God, that you would have your will and way in each and every life that's connected to these situations tonight. Oh, God, you are able to help us. We are believing you. We are trusting you, and we commit these requests to your care tonight. Now, Lord, we pray that you would help us this weekend as we gather on Sunday. Oh, God, pour your Spirit out upon us, I pray. Minister to our hearts and help us. Lord Jesus, speak to us, I pray, in a special way. Oh, God, touch our hearts together. Draw people to you. Jesus, help us to do our best to lift you up. We don't want anything to be a distraction, Lord. We want to lift you up. And so we pray that you would touch us and help us. Oh, God, there are unspoken requests that we don't know what these needs are, but you know what they are, and you're able to meet every need, and I pray that you would meet every need. Lord Jesus, we pray that your perfect will and way would be accomplished. Oh, God, with all of our hearts, we pray that wrong would fail and right would prevail. Oh, blessed God, please intervene in the affairs of this world. And we pray that you would bring down strongholds. And we pray that you would bring down kingdoms that would snuff out the voice of freedom. Oh, God, do for us what we cannot do for ourselves. Touch us and help us, I pray, for Jesus' sake. Blessed Jesus, thank you that you are here. Thank you that you've helped us tonight. Now, Lord, we pray for some of our people who couldn't be in prayer meeting tonight. Oh, God, be with them and touch them and help them, I pray. Comfort their hearts. Touch them physically. Draw us all near and close to you. Keep us safe the remainder of this week. Wrap your arms around us. Keep us from harm. Keep the forces of hell at bay. Lord, many times we've asked that you put a legion of angels around our entire campus. We do so again tonight. Oh, God, touch us, I pray, for Jesus' sake. In Jesus' blessed name I pray. Amen. Amen. Praise God. Praise God. Praise God. Praise God. God bless you. You're dismissed. Be safe and be blessed. We'll see you Sunday, Lord willing.